Gotta hit record. The universe never explains why. Friends and grasshoppers, this is the Formless Podcast, episode number 152, with me, Dustin, and today's guest is Erik Shalitsky, a guy I met, 5-6 years ago at the Martial Arts Super Show. We got to eat dinner together and do the Bill Wallace seminar, I think, and maybe one or two others. He is a black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu,
yes,
a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He also trains, I'm going to butcher this, so forgive me, Pakiti Tisa.
Keep going. Pakiti Tercia.
Pakiti Tercia. Now that is a Filipino style, like Arnis or Eskrima.
It's very similar to Arnis and Eskrima. It's a derivative of one of those two martial arts.
Perfect. So I do a little Arnis. Cool. So we have a little connection there. That's awesome. You were also the president of your martial arts club in college?
Yep. I did this thing called CMAC, the Combined Martial Arts Club in college, which was a really unique experience. It was a club with like 300 students actively training martial arts in multiple styles of martial arts, everything from like capoeira to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to Filipino martial arts. We even had a Bujinkan program.
Wow.
It was really diverse, and all the instructors were reputable and high level in their system. We even had one Olympic judo coach that was helping us out for free, which is insane. Yeah, it was really wild. It was really cool to be a part of. Shouts to Ryan Monolopoulos for helping me get the gig, David Cobb, all those guys. They helped me out a lot.
What college is that? And how come I didn't hear about it when I was looking at colleges?
Me being myself, one of the things I probably stupidly prioritized when I was getting into college was what type of martial arts intramurals do they have? And yeah, this is the University of Buffalo Combined Martial Arts Club. Hopefully it's still running. Politics got a little bit crazy. I remember that getting a little hands on my way out.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So I did that for 3 years while I was in college. And then as soon as I got out of college, I seeked out Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I became disillusioned to kickboxing. It's not fully disillusioned, but I got my ass handed to a bunch of times after doing kickboxing for a number of years. And then I seeked out Jiu-Jitsu when I got my ass handed to by a Jiu-Jitsu player.
Yeah.
So I joined Matt Serra's gym right out of college, got my blue belt there. Sorry, I guess I'm just taking over now.
No, go for it, man.
So yeah, after I got my blue belt, I was training at a bunch of other gyms. I was also teaching boxing at Title Boxing Clubs, which is like a fitness boxing type of deal.
Okay.
Which was really fun. I had to go through corporate to make it so I can kick their Muay Thai bags. They had these giant Muay Thai bags, and I wasn't allowed to kick them. I wasn't allowed to instruct the people to kick them. So I had to make a big stink and go through corporate so we were allowed to kick the banana bags that were saturating the room.
Made for
littered
kicking?
Everywhere. Yes, littered everywhere. So, but eventually I got a little bit of a kicking thing going, so there was more variety in that.
Right on.
Anyway, I'm ranting about that. I actually enjoyed doing title boxing. That was really fun. While I was doing all this, I was working as hard as I possibly could to be a full-time martial artist. So I was training at Matt's gym. I was helping out at Trigon Academy, which is my current gym. I was doing a little bit of kids work over there, the boxing club. I was a yoga smoothie boy at this time, a yoga smoothie boy.
So is that where you're getting the smoothies for the yoga people?
I would just stand behind the smoothie bar and give them the thing.
Right on.
And then I was also teaching full-time as a kids fitness coach. There's a place called Great Play that opened up, and it's a franchise, and I was helping them out over there. I was doing that full-time. But as soon as Sensei John, the guy who runs Trigon, offered me the full-time spot at Trigon, everything ceased. I took the apprenticeship over there, and I started training as hard as I could and teaching as much as I can. And it's been 10 years just being Sensei John and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, Filipino Kali, kickboxing, and as much training as possible.
Whatever you can get, huh?
Living 16-year-old Erik's absolute dream.
Right.
Living 16-year-old Erik's absolute dream.
Right on, man. That is so awesome. What do you like best about teaching the kids?
What's fun about teaching the kids? They're so genuine, and
Dude,
they're so honest, and
they'll just tell you, huh?
You can learn so much from observing a child and seeing how they react, good, bad, and ugly, right?
Yeah.
You learn so much about humanity. Sorry, I said only negative things. No, I said good. Sorry,
you said good stuff.
only negative things. Yeah, you can learn so much about from these kids, from watching them, how to be a better human, how not to behave, and how general and people will act if they're not given proper guidance, right? You can see how people will just behave if they're not given any sort of guidance. And sometimes that stuff goes unchecked and goes out of hand and goes all the way through adulthood.
Yeah.
And it's kind of neat to be a part of that and to kind of give them a chance to grow and be a part of that. Because I've been teaching for like 10 years. All right, I think I figured out what my answer is. The answer is seeing them grow up and become really great people. Absolutely. After teaching for 10 years, you see kids go through their middle school, high school, their college life. They establish their own careers, and you see what great people they have and they become, and they credit you a tiny bit. And that hits home harder than any type of martial arts competition you can win. Hits harder than any type of win you can get on the mat. Any type of black belt is like someone crediting you for their success.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing.
It's a huge responsibility. You are a guidepost for them in some weird arbitrary way. It's like, they got mom, if they're lucky, they have mom and dad, and they got somebody like all the time giving them the rules and like, here's what you do, here's what you don't do. And then you have this other person that's like this coach or sensei or whatever. And then they're also giving them the rules and the guidelines and telling them like how to do things the right way and be respectful and all of those things. It's different though. Like when mom and dad tell you to do it, it's like, yeah, whatever, mom and dad. But like this other stranger who really, you might see once or twice a week, 3 times if you're lucky, telling you, it hits differently. It
definitely hits different, especially if you're able to connect with the kid and get them to respect you and have this little mutual understanding. And when you say what's reinforcing what the parent is saying, and it's coming from that voice that they really respect, unfortunately, they're not going to always listen to the parent. When it comes from you, all of a sudden it hits so differently. And you can see behavioral changes happen pretty fast. Sometimes it takes a bit of grinding at it. Like, hey.
Yeah. Well, there's a result. You're gonna get a consequence for this, unfortunately.
But those are the kids that need it the most, right? Like everyone wants to talk about like their champions, the kids that are excelling and stuff. I know it's like kind of a cliche in the martial arts industry to say this, but like the kids that need it the most are the ones that are struggling like that with their parents with attention and focus, because they're getting it everywhere. My boss talks about this all the time. If you're struggling in a martial arts room and your coach is kind of badgering you, their parents are probably badgering them. The teachers at school are probably badgering their coach on the soccer field is probably badgering the piano teacher. Everyone's badgering them. So it's tricky. You want to balance being fun and disciplined as a martial arts coach. That way they want to come back, especially as a business guy. Like you want it to be fun, and educational. Yeah.
You can't just grind them into the mat every week because they're going to get tired of that. But if you show them how to like defeat that or how to grind you into the mat, then it's like, wait, I can do this too.
Or like what gratification feels like after a struggle.
Yes.
Like learning to do a tricky move, like a tornado kick is a pretty common thing that kids run into at my school, like turning their hips over and getting that jump. But when you see them defeat it, oh my gosh, it's so empowering. They did something hard.
Yeah.
They did something hard. And that doubly goes for jiu-jitsu as an adult. The first time I submitted somebody with an armbar and like really knew I could beat somebody that was trying their hardest against me, incredibly empowering.
Yeah, there's not very many feelings that match that, I don't think. It's rare air to get that. That's really cool.
And that's why a lot of jiu-jitsu guys walk around with this air of absolute jerks. My apologies.
No, don't worry about it.
They walk around with this air like they're completely undefeatable and their art is the best. And like jiu-jitsu is amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's my second favorite martial art to train. And I like believe in its efficacy so much, but it's not the see-all end-all.
No.
Jiu-jitsu's been anti-wrestled. I mean, jiu-jitsu's been boxed out before. Like it can happen. Well, it's all about the artist.
It's exactly. And the situation, there's 1,000 different factors that go into play, and you're good. And jiu-jitsu has its validity for sure. 100%. But so does boxing, like you said, so does wrestling. So does, you know, there's
nobody wants to go to the floor, not even jiu-jitsu guys.
If you can avoid it.
No, just watch jiu-jitsu guys brawl at their own competitions. They throw freaking hands.
Yeah.
They throw hands. They're going to throw hands and then they spill to the floor and then jiu-jitsu happens, right? That's how the fight works. Exactly.
100%. 100%.
It's interesting to see the culture shift around it, because when I first started jiu-jitsu, it was a lot like, oh, jiu-jitsu is the best. Like, it's beating everyone in MMA. You have to do jiu-jitsu. If you're not doing jiu-jitsu, I mean, it's still kind of like that. You need to have jiu-jitsu.
Well, you definitely do, but it's like war, right? Like, you go back to the cavemen, right? Like the very first peoples. First thing first, they start throwing hands. And then somebody picks up a rock. And then it's like, oh, now we both got rocks, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, well, what else? What's next? You know, what do we do next? Well, let's find a way to, you know, we forged metal, forged brass, bronze.
Oh, I fell on a rock. That was sharp. Oh,
yeah,
what if I put a rock at the end of a stick?
Now I got a spear. I don't even have to touch you, you know? But it's the same thing. Like, jiu-jitsu is great. And jiu-jitsu is everything for this moment. And then somebody comes up with the wrestling, or if I avoid the takedown, I can punch them, or, you know, and it's this, this constant battle for supremacy. But
yeah, you know, it's interesting too, because as I get more experience and as I spend more time doing different forms of jiu-jitsu, I find that everything is just jiu-jitsu. It really is. It all just comes down to like,
that's okay. Yeah, that's interesting. How so?
Everything's jiu-jitsu, because Japanese jiu-jitsu is an umbrella system. It's punching, kicking, wrestling, throws, joint lock manipulations, ground fighting, the whole deal, self-awareness, de-escalation, the whole deal. So the more I like train and the more I think about it, everything's jiu-jitsu and everything's connected. So how can I organize? I'm getting a little bit lost in the sauce over here, losing my point a little bit, but how can I merge these together to have a strategy that really works, right? Because boxing's connected to jiu-jitsu. If I could punch you, I can grab you. If I can grab you, I can throw you. If I can grab you, I can push off of you and strike you. So it's all connected.
How cool. Connected.
I never really try to, as I get better, I stop separating it as much.
Well, it's all martial arts.
It's all martial arts, right?
It's all jiu-jitsu.
It's so great for me as a Goshin jiu-jitsu coach, because now I'm not limited to just showing niwaza. I'm not just limited to showing judo or aikido. I could really like iterate on what I'm doing. I could add multiple people. I could throw some extra like tall mats on the floor and add objects in the environment. I could make multiple. I already said that, but yeah, it's so variant on what I could do as a self-defense coach. I don't have to be bottlenecked into anything. It's great. So much freedom. You
mentioned something about throwing mats, standing mats up and throwing stuff in the ring or on the mats. Do you guys do that a lot?
I will, for self-defense. Sorry, my hair's
no worries.
For self-defense classes, I will change the environment pretty often.
Yeah.
I try to make it so they're thinking about different aspects of the fight.
Yeah.
Right. So for instance, like for self-defense, sometimes it's not about beating the person. It's about getting to the object or getting to the destination so you can make a loud ruckus.
Yeah.
And I'll design training around that.
That's right? Cool.
So for instance, today I had all my age groups from like all the way from 4 to like 12, actually it's all from 4 to 16 play this game where on one mat was 2 children. One was in guard. One was on top of the guard position with the legs locked around. You're familiar with this?
Yes.
And on the other side of the mat, excuse me, was a cone. They're both tasked to grab the cone. They both have different things to focus on because it's different aspects of the fight, but they're both getting really good experience on getting to the object, getting to the destination.
Yes.
And it's really live training. Like as they're trying to get up, the other one's going to stand up and wrestle and bring them down to the floor. They're going to try to pin each other down, flip each other over, get the dominant position so they can get to the cone easily. I've set their attention. It's so much fun.
That's a cool game.
You can steal that.
I'm totally stealing that.
I got 1 million, my friend. I got 1 million.
We do a couple where like everybody's got gear. So we'll spar, stand up, and then we'll throw all of the mitts, all of the bags, everything that we can put out, throw that on the floor. And then they spar around it. And we call it junk sparring. But the idea is that like,
that's smart.
If you're defending yourself in a public place, not only may you have an opponent or multiple opponents, but you also have to deal with the environment. And like if you go out into a parking lot, there's the little bunkers that the cars pull up against. There's all sorts of stuff that you can trip over. And if you're not aware of those things, or you can use to your advantage. You can step up on something and get higher or whatever, or kick something at somebody, you know? So those are fun little, it changes things up instead of doing the same old.
Yeah, it's super helpful. And the more variance that you have in your training, the better they're going to get. The more touches and randomness and novelty, the better they're going to get, because they're going to get stuck in the same rut. They're going to do the same positions, and that's not where the growth is. They might get better at that one specific thing, but maybe they already developed their skill in that area. We need to get rid of that and focus on doing something else, or doing something that's just ever so slightly different.
Yeah. And like just keeping the attention. That's the challenge, especially in this day and age of like TikTok and YouTube shorts and everything, where like if you drone on, their attention somewhere else, or like mom's yelling at them to, you know, hey, pay attention, blah, 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 whatever.
Do you teach them a lot of kata?
No.
Okay. I could see that being a nightmare teaching.
I can't even begin to like that.
So glad I don't teach kata. Oh my God.
So our system is probably more akin to like Jeet Kune Do or Krav Maga. It's more aggressive ish.
My apologies.
No sweat. More aggressive. Not really a whole lot of kata. None. We do have them about halfway through the system. We have them make up a kata.
Interesting.
And it's the idea
really
is,
cool,
the idea is that you show like what you know. Like here's an opportunity for you to show what you know. And if so, like somebody that does, if they have other experience, they can bring that in and show. So you're expected to do moves and kicks and punches and stuff that we've taught you. But like, if you have experience in Aikido or Kempo or whatever, you can bring that in and like show a little bit of that too.
Neat.
So, but up until the halfway point, we don't do any of that. We have set work that we expect you to learn, as part of like the ranking. Like you have to show sparring. You have to show a set of punches and kicks.
That's for all ranges of ages?
Yes.
Wow.
And then also,
cool.
We don't make the little guys do this, but there's tactics, and you have to understand the definition of the tactic and then demonstrate that tactic in sparring.
Interesting.
So, controlling the center line, controlling the zone of what we call the zone of engagement. Basically, any range that you can reach out and hit somebody, and they can reach out and hit you. That's the zone of action.
Guys, they call it the red zone.
Yes, the red zone. That's the zone of action. That's what we call it. And if you're in that zone, you need to be doing something: punching, kicking, grappling, or get the heck out. You don't belong in that zone unless you are action based. You know, which that's a good philosophy.
It's definitely good. Your perception and action are tightly coupled. So you got to be perceiving, you got to be paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's like a lot of, sorry, go ahead.
I was just to say it's a lot of fun. I love it.
And like knowing that like their action and perception is coupled is really important when you're designing the practice for them. Because if they are not perceiving like fight input, they're not going to put fight output. You know what I mean? So they need to be perceiving like live resistance.
Yeah.
They're actually good at the thing, but it's so hard to scale because all of a sudden they're fighting, right? Like it's very challenging to constrain in a way that they will be able to actually learn how to fight without getting hurt. Safety is number one above all else for every single student. Fun is second, because if they're not having fun, they're not going to come back. Third is learning. Is learning, in my opinion. Some people might disagree with that. They might disagree with the way that I counted with my fingers, but I don't care.
I think you can move those around depending on the situation, but I agree. You want them to come back. You got to get them to come back. And if you just sit there and do, punching drills or rolling drills the entire 45 minutes or an hour that you have them, you're not gonna keep them. You know? Even if you're the best teacher in the world, you're not going to keep them. You have to keep them engaged. And I kind of I kind of relate it to, you're almost tricking them. It's like, I'm going to have fun with this game. I like to play games, so I'll play games with them, but in the game is a lesson. Like, we'll do reaction drills. We'll have them sit on the mats. Like I came up with this. Well, I watched a YouTube video, but I'm like, oh, I'm stealing that. It's a reaction drill. And like, you'll put a tennis ball between two people. They're sitting on the ground. One person has their hand up high, about shoulder height. The other person has their hand below. And the rule is the guy with the hand up higher goes first. And the guy with the hand lower can't go. And the object is to grab the tennis ball. Action goes first. So the reactionary person is the person with their hand closer to the tennis ball. 9 times out of 10, the person with the higher hand always gets the ball. Because you're reacting, you're going second. Action goes first. And it's a real eye-opening lesson when they do it. They're like,
how come I didn't get that?
Yeah, how come I didn't get that? My hand's closer. And then the ones who do get it first, they're like, oh, see, I'm closer. My theory wins. Yeah, but like, let's try it 10 more times and see how many times you do get it.
Yes. And then you always have that one jerk athletic kid that's
So then you just swap them with somebody else. But but the in general, the rule is that action leads reactions. And it's fun, but to try and like play that game and actually sneak in an important lesson in there is fun. Cool. It's like the challenge. It's the challenge. And then you always get the one kid that's like super observant and super like brutally honest, like no filter, just like, well, that's not very cool, or this sucks. You're like, oh, okay, let's try again.
Keep on playing.
Keep on playing.
Thankfully, a lot of the jiu-jitsu stuff that I get to do when I'm designing practice for them, it's just fun by nature because wrestling is really fun.
Yes.
It's just a very human thing to do. So I don't have to worry about like sneaking in esoteric kickboxing concepts to the children. We will do kickboxing with them, but it's so rudimentary. It's like jab, cross, hook, uppercut, just turn your shoulders and hips. We try to get them to move their hips strong and violent.
Yeah.
That's really the most important thing when it comes to kickboxing at an amateur level is just your intensity level and how much volume can you put out. But it's really like at the amateur level. I'm not talking about like professionals. You have to be way more skilled. Like that's like the most important aspect at the amateur level. Though.
But those fundamentals are super important. Like all those professionals do those. So it's the same thing with like a sport like baseball. What are you doing at the Pee Wee level? Running, hitting, catching. Okay, what are you doing in high school? Running, hitting, catching. Okay, MLB, running, hitting, catching. What's the difference? The skill level, obviously, but it's
just the intensity level, accuracy, all that. Right?
It's the same plus, it's the same plus the accuracy, the intensity, the professionalism.
Right. But what's cool about jiu-jitsu and like about martial arts in general is that you could segment every like interaction into its own individual fight. And then you could take that slice, that engagement, and give it to your students and have them work this engagement in some sort of fashion and have them develop skills around this and help them get to certain desired outcomes in these situations, right? Maybe you don't even guide them on exactly how to do it. You just tell them, I need like this outcome. And then maybe they figure it out on their own. It emerges itself.
Ooh, and if they like that,
if it doesn't emerge itself, then you can give them some guidance afterwards.
Right on.
So the CLA guys are going to call me out on this. I'm about to mess something up that's pretty scientific, but I'm going to try my best at it. You want to set their attention in a way that they're focused on getting certain outcomes. You want to constrain them in a way that they are limited in their actions so you can get them to move in a way that you want them to move to get the desired outcome. You want to have them repeat this over and over again so they get a lot of different variants in how this outcome will arise so it represents the real fight. That's the thinking that I want to go with when I'm trying to design practice. Set their attention, constrain them in a way that they're afforded to do the thing I want them to do, give them lots of time to practice with it so it represents the real fight. That's cool. I like that. This is called the constraint-led approach, and I'm not an expert at all. And anybody that's actually in the community, feel free to flame me. Go ahead, accept the roast. But if I did a good job, give me a high five.
Yeah, right on.
Try my best.
Dude, so with this program that you teach, are you like in charge of the curriculum? Do you make it up, or do you have somebody like go, okay, I want you to teach this on this week, and next week you're going to teach this?
So,
or do
Sensei John, the owner of the gym,
yeah,
we have it for the kids program all the way up to the adult program. We have a set curriculum on what we want them to learn. So for the kids, it's a little bit more organized. Like they learn jiu-jitsu techniques as if they were katas. Essentially, they perform in that fashion, like bunkai.
Okay,
it's called where you like do it with another person. So
yeah.
they learn their jiu-jitsu techniques in that way as children. But I don't have too much control over like exactly how the lesson's going to go, because we have so many students. We have like 30 students per class, so we have to be really tight knit what we have to do. When I get a chance to give them these types of lessons, they're usually only like really short 5-minute intervals. But for the teens class, Sensei John has given me the full reign to do whatever I want. I rewrote the curriculum from top to bottom, from white to black. And I do a lot of these games that I was just describing with this mindset in mind. And I've seen such an explosive improvement in my students in the past 2 years because of this. I just started applying this modality, this pedagogy, like 2 years ago, thanks to my buddy, Johnny Vegas. Thank you very much, Johnny Vegas, if you're watching. Rob Gray, thank you for doing the science. And Greg Souders, thank you for bringing it to jiu-jitsu and exploding this concept and this modality for everyone to learn from. Thank you.
So explain, what is the modality? Or is that
it's called I'm going to butcher it. I really don't want to go too into it because I'm not an expert on this. Okay. I'm not a scientist. It's an actual like branch of science. It merges with dynamic systems theories and a couple other cognitive behavioral sciences that I don't understand at all. But it's called CLA, the completely lost approach.
Oh, okay.
No kidding, not completely lost approach.
It's like that's new.
It's kind of a joke because your students are going to learn without learning. They're going to understand. They're going to understand but not be able to explain.
Okay.
It's the constraint-led approach. You constrain them so they are afforded to learn. But you never really explain to them like what you're doing. Like I'll put them in an arm bar and I'll explain the functions of an arm bar and like how to keep an arm bar, but I'll never tell them it's an arm bar. I'll be like, I need you to keep these conditions. And after they learn how to keep these conditions, I'll be like, okay, now I need you to cause an effect on this. I need you to like separate the hands. And if they get good at doing stuff like that, I'd be like, okay, now let's do something a little more esoteric. Go from holding this to doing something else. Change.
Wow.
So it gives me like an unlimited amount of variant that I could use to train them. Unlimited.
How cool.
I could change task focus. I could constrain a way that they are gripped or held or allowed to move, knees or stand. It's so fun. It's so fun. It opens up the doors. I'll send you some stuff on it, buddy. I'll send you some stuff on it because you could use it for any modality of movement, any sport, any modality of movement you could use this for.
Wow.
It's so cool.
Man. How cool.
Yeah, I love it a lot. I'm really thankful that it was brought to me, but I don't want to get too much on it because I'm actually not the guy to like try to deliver this to the world.
Okay. Well, if there's anyone out there that would like to go into it and get deep, hit me up. So yeah,
it's very, very cool stuff.
That's interesting.
Maybe I can get my buddy Joe on it because he's actually a scientist and he's better implementer than I am.
Okay.
And he's not even like a full-time coach. He's just like up and coming, and he's like not even a brown belt. He's like a blue belt.
Oh, wow.
And he understands this modality better than I do. I can get him on for you.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd
love Kenshi to Joe, shouts out. Sorry.
No sweat, man. No sweat. It's nice to have somebody give back some of the same energy. Right on, dude. What was I going to ask you? So the guy that you came out to the martial arts show, that's the same guy that you're working for now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cause you guys were like buddies. And I think, I don't recall if you were teaching at that point yet, or if you were like dabbling with the teaching thing.
I was already full-time as an apprentice with him.
Okay. Yeah. He was fun. He was a cool guy.
He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
He's super, super nice and intelligent.
You know, his appearance and demeanor did not show that front. He had this.
He looks like a tough guy.
He does.
He's like this.
He's a big guy, and I am not. I'm the opposite of that, and I'm
tough, bald, bearded jiu-jitsu man.
Yeah. But as soon as I said hello, he was like a gentleman. And it's like sweet and just so sweet and cool. But
to his credit, man, I've never seen so much good karma come back to anybody ever. I've seen him like leave the dojo to go help somebody with a flat tire, and then like months later it comes back, they like join up as members. He has so much good karma coming towards him. I don't know like how much good stuff he's done throughout his life, but man, I just see a lot coming back to him all the time.
Well,
his 5th degree black belt promotion was insane. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, he's a 5th degree black belt?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu.
How cool. When did you get your black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu?
Just like 2 years ago, I got my black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu.
How was that?
It was cool. Sensei John kind of forced me to do it because I was so long overdue. It was neat.
What was the process like? What happened?
The process was kind of already done. That's why I was kind of like just cast into doing it.
Okay.
Everyone was telling me, I kept on putting it off. People were telling me to set the black belt date. I would set it and just be like, nah. I just some reason didn't want to do the black belt test, and they forced me. They straight up just put a date on there, like you're doing it that day. They called my family and whatever, and like we did it.
He can't give any more excuses. This is the day we're doing it.
It was just time. So at that point, I was already training for like 13 years in multiple styles of martial arts, and like already with him for like 7 years. So it was time.
Right on. How cool.
Yeah.
Are you the only one in your family that does martial arts, or is there?
Yep. My brother's an insane athlete. He's an insane athlete. He does like triathlons and he runs. He played soccer all the way through high school. He's an insane athlete, but he came to one jiu-jitsu class when I was still at Matt Serra's, and I might've tapped him out just a little bit too fast and he never came back. So I wish I kind of gave him a little more time to marinate, because I just kind of like,
yeah. It takes a lot of courage just to step out onto the mat for the first time.
Yes, it does.
And it's got to be the right environment. I feel like there are places I've gone to places and you just get your face ground into the ground and like, you're like,
it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you go to like a fight gym.
Yeah.
You go to a fight gym and like, you're just your first time in there and you don't establish yourself, and like, you don't let them like kind of womp on you the first couple of times. It's not going to be a fun time for you.
Oh yeah. I remember when my kids I have 3 boys. And when my oldest 2 were little, I've been a lifelong lover of martial arts. I've dabbled for a long time in and out. And then when my wife got my kids involved, then I just went whole hog and dove right in. But I remember going to a couple of different places and like checking things out and like, hey, I got some kids. I want to get them into some martial arts. Because that was always really important to me. And I had multiple people be like, nah. I had one guy just flat out be like, dude, we beat people up in here. Like we don't do kids. Like we're going to beat you up. And I'm like,
tough guy.
Thanks. Hey, cool. I appreciate the honesty, I'll save my money and go somewhere else, but there's a lot of that. And if you're not careful, I think you can find yourself into that environment.
Yeah. And maybe your kid's one of those elite type of kids and he needs to be in that tough guy environment. Like that's why that exists. It's there for them.
There's something for everybody. For sure.
But the majority of martial arts students that are children are getting put into it because their parents are having trouble with them focusing, or they're obese because they just sit on their butts and play video games and eat chips all day.
Yeah.
That's the 2 major reasons that kids are enrolling into programs.
That's my experience as well. Yeah. They either need that focus or they have this energy that mom and dad don't know where to put them. And it's like, hey, make them go run and punch stuff and get that out. Or they have a sedentary lifestyle and we want them active.
Yeah. These kids need to be moving.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough. I can't imagine being a parent. Thank God I'm not a parent. Hey, I got cats.
I got cats. That's good. Everybody's got to have something. Got to have something. Cats, dogs, children.
Bunch of martial arts students.
Yeah.
So you said you dabbled in Filipino Kali.
Yeah. So the where I train, we teach the stand-up style, Wu Ying Dao. And then my instructor, my good friend Blaine, he does Arnis, modern Arnis. And he happened to learn from his teacher and a guy named Master Bueno, who was a direct student of Remy Priestess.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So the lineage is like right there. And my wife has taken off in it. She's actually really good. She wouldn't tell you that herself, but she's pretty hot stuff with our niece. She's a definite escrimador. She's got her brown belt, and she's super busy with college and stuff. But eventually, I'm gonna kick her in the pants and like make her get her black belt because she's awesome. I would do it as much as I can, and it's like few and far between. So I have a white belt, but I love it. It's super fun. The whole flow of stuff, and just like who doesn't want to bang sticks together and like play swords? Like that's
exactly.
Like, I mean, every human being on the planet, if you give them a cardboard tube, they're going to swing it around like a sword. Within a matter of minutes or seconds. So,
like a marker sword, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I love our niece. It's super fun. And it totally is applicable. Like it marinates or blends so well with so many different other things that it's not funny.
It's probably the best martial arts to tie in with any other style if you're a purist. Yeah, definitely put our niece into your pocket if you're doing like a striking purist thing or a grappling purist thing. Especially if you're doing a grappling purist thing, you better be able to access your knife when you're freaking on the floor if you're pulling guard like a doofus. Yeah. But my jiu-jitsu bros are past that now. Are we past that, jiu-jitsu bros? Are we done pulling guard? Just in competition, right? Just in competition.
Yeah. Whatever. Go ahead.
I find that like there's a lot of drills in Kali in Eskrima, and for my gym personally, I actually find that to be one of the things that makes it a tough sell. With the like younger, like 20-year-old jiu-jitsu guys, it's really hard to sell them on Kali when they're like doing these long patterns that are confusing. Maybe the jiu-jitsu guys are like two brain-celled people trying to rub it together. There's no doubt that Kali is a very cerebral martial art.
It's an abstract learning process. Like if you like patterns and repetition, boom, that's your jam. But if it's not your thing, like it's kind of hard to, it's a hard, like you said, it's a hard sell. But I think if you just immersed yourself in it, like once you get past the patterns and the drills, you start sparring. You start sparring. It's like, oh, you mean I can hit somebody with a stick now? Or like
the first time you get a nice clean shot on their hand and you get away without getting hit back. It's that same feeling as that arm bar from before, my man.
Or like you do a disarm and you're like, how did that work? How did I do that?
I've never done a disarm live.
I've
never done a disarm live.
Few and far between, my friend. Few and far between.
I just started getting more effective at checking hands as I go in when I'm doing Naga knife. I just started getting more comfortable doing that, like Paksao style, like getting in there, like trapping the hand to the chest as you go in, things like that. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like winning the lotto. It doesn't happen all the time, you know. But it can be done, and there's plenty of footage of that being done. But it's just like in like you said, sparring and doing the live drills and doing that stuff. It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. Yeah. But it's one of those things like I got to do it. I got to try.
Yes. And like, I want to try, I want to keep on working on it too. But sometimes like, oh man, I'm going to catch some flack from the FMA community now. I'm here just catching flame from everybody. Let's go. Bring it on. Unpopular opinion with Coach Erik. I find some of the drills are pretty not representative of the actual fight. Yeah. Sinawali, for example. A Sinawali, for example, is not very representative of what you should be doing in an actual double stick thing. I wouldn't be doing that.
No, most likely not.
I wouldn't be doing that. Tappy, like the high-low high type of pattern. Like that's not representative. There's a part of it. There's a very small slice of it that is representative where you go from that low part to that high part. That's a really strong way to set up what they call a contrada line. But like you're expecting the student to do this drill a million times and like extract them themselves because that's not in the textbooks anywhere. No, it's not explained anywhere to anybody. It's like you're just showing this kata essentially.
Yes. But it's also like I think on the flip side of that, the idea is that you learn that and you drill that so much and so often that it becomes a part of you. Like you don't even, it's just an action. You don't even have to think about it. So when that opportunity does present itself, it just happens. At least that's where I think about.
You hope. I understand what you're saying. You hope.
Yeah.
You hope. And like what else can you really do to like get better? Right. There's not really like you hope. And it goes back to like creating variability for your students again, because nothing's ever going to be the same. You could drill something and it's just not going to emerge the same way. You're going to be slightly off balance, feet rised, whatever, weapon gripped slightly different, different contact. Everything's going to be slightly different. So you could drill it a million times, but that might not emerge ever. That exact instance that you drilled for might not. That's so frustrating, right? As a martial artist, it's so like I want to find a way to like bypass that problem, or at least like shorten that learning curve. For me personally, as a Kali practitioner, I feel like that gap needs to be bridged. That gap needs to be bridged. And I'm not crapping on Tuhan Tim Wade or like any of the training modality. I like love it all. I do all the drills and everything. I need something in between. I want to find something for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the question, ain't it? Like, how do you find that? How do you bridge that gap?
Yeah. And thankfully, again, I keep coming back to this thing, but this new coaching modality has kind of been helping me out with it a little bit. Like, I've designed a couple of games to like make it quicker learning curve to do certain actions. Right. Like, let me describe one.
Okay.
This one was immediately effective for me. Effective for me. I got better like really fast from doing this. You start your partners up. They both have a single stick. Both of them are wearing headgear and a hand guard, right?
Okay.
One player is tasked with only hitting the face, and the other player is only tasked with hitting the hand. Why would you do this? Why would you create such a crazy asymmetry? Because you want to exploit the asymmetry in tactics. You want them to see how exploited that is. If I'm aiming for your head and you're aiming for my hand, there's an asymmetry in tactics because I'm aiming for the thing that's getting closer to me instead of reaching for the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The idea of defanging the snake. I'm just giving them defanging the snake. I'm giving a game that is making them defang the snake.
Ooh.
Now, the other player who's going for the head, he's got this person going for their hand, and now they got to time it better. They got to bait them in so they get a better opportunity. Both people are getting good practice.
Yeah.
And then after a little bit of that switch.
Yeah, switch
now you
roles.
just practice targeting the hand.
Oh, okay.
Practice targeting the hand. And the other person's getting that distance and trying to get the head. And all of a sudden they're like not doing so much crazy stuff. They're not doing every last technique in the book. You're just focusing on this one very small thing.
Right on. That's cool, man.
Works so well.
That is so
Steal
cool.
that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I think that for me personally, that's the piece that I think I could add to the Filipino Kali world, because this modality of training is so new and it's so unexplored in most martial arts, honestly, but definitely not in the Filipino Kali world. Everyone's so stuck in elitism and like kind of cultism a little bit, like, oh, this guy taught me and he's the guy that learned from him and this is the way that he did it, and when he showed me it was like this, and it's like it's almost I find that in a lot of other like traditional styles of martial arts, like the lineage is super important, and not to piss off, not knocking it. It's cool. Like there's a, that to me, that is cool. There's a certain prestige, like you went to a Ivy League school or something, there's something to be said for that, because why else would it be around if it wasn't like had these people that we recognize, they're major contributors. They actually like produced something and gave something to the world, like Juno Kano, right? Musashi, Helio Gracie, whoever else you might, Ed Parker, whatever types of people you might say in other martial arts. They contributed in a meaningful way. That's why we remember these people. But sometimes they get caught up in like how exactly they showed it or whatever, because it was like packaged in a particular way for them to learn. Like I'm thinking about the codification of a lot of things, boiling things down into katas.
Yes.
So it was more palatable for an American audience during like the 80s and stuff. And so much of that transferred over into karate, and like kind of it's boiling away slowly. You're seeing it boiling away slowly. And hopefully it doesn't go away completely, because there is beauty in that. There is beauty in that.
Sure.
And there is some application to be stolen from that. But
for sure. Have you seen the comic that talks about Taekwondo and It was like I think it was on TikTok. I don't know if it's an actual comic, but somebody sent it to me. I get a bunch of martial arts memes all the time.
Oh, cool.
But like basically this gal's staring at the camera and she's like, "Oh, you want to fight? You want to fight? Hang on." And she starts doing this Taekwondo kata and she goes to the left and then she turns around and goes back to the right. And then she turns around and goes away from the camera. And she's like, "Hold on, I'm coming. I'm going to kick your ass." And then and she's doing all these different moves. It's the funniest thing, but you're like, that's not real.
Yes.
The dichotomy there is it, but oh, dude, if I'll find it, try and send it to you.
I just think like people need to know what they're doing. If they're doing art, they should recognize that it's art. If they're doing combatives, they should recognize that it's combatives. And if they're doing a sport, they should recognize that they're doing a sport. And all of these have overlap and everything. But like, if you're teaching like, I mean, I hate to say it, but if you're teaching like a Tracy's Kempo system or something like that, a lot of that movement is art. A lot of that like boom, 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 boom is artistic.
Yes.
Its efficacy is not there. It's not proven. It's been disproven at this point. It just has been. If it worked, it would be done in the UFC. I hate to be that guy that says that, but it's the truth. We have this gladiator event where we're getting as close to real representation of a real fight as possible. And what emerges within the skill set to like fulfill the rule set and get the win is showing up. It's showing up.
Yeah.
There's other things like eye pokes and shit that will never be allowed, right? Like,
well,
that's like
the one thing with the UFC, they still have rules, right? And there's a ref and there's a medic. Like if you and I fight and you knee me in the face and I bust my nose and break my orbital socket, the first thing that's going to come out is the medic, and they're going to be like, yeah, he can't go on anymore, or yeah, he's good to go. We'll just like wipe the blood off his face and then go. In a self-defense situation, that medic's 20 minutes away, depending on where you're at, You're
also not recovering from that situation very well. You already lost like
bingo.
A good amount of that fight.
Bingo.
So,
yeah.
I mean, the ref coming in, stopping is already like doing, it's not doing much anyway. The fight's already over.
Correct.
The other situation, the person would probably just die because street violence. But
Yes. But yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. It is that is an important thing to remember. Like, what are we actually doing?
Yes.
And if we're doing art, then it's art, and let's call it art. And if we're doing combatives or defense, then let's call it that. Or sport.
Yeah, if we're doing MMA, let's call it sport. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's really important. That's why Sensei John has developed the Trigon. That's what it's about. I used to think it was Filipino Kali, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai, but it's actually art, combatives, and sorry, I'm being dumb right now. Art, combatives. What was the third one? I'm blanking. Art, combatives, and
sport.
Sport. Art, combatives, and sport. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. That's a cool logo. I like that. I thought that was a Kali logo at first.
Yeah, Kali uses the triangle a lot too.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu uses it quite a bit. It's ubiquitous in martial arts. I feel like a lot of martial arts use it.
Boxing
uses it. You see more like circular things in like Chinese martial arts, and even more like circular in Asian martial arts. Now I should say that like Japanese Jiu-Jitsu particularly uses a spiral a lot.
Oh, okay.
Everything's spiraling.
I'm not. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge of Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. I know like very, very, very rudimentary stuff.
Most of the stuff that you see online about Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, if you watch videos, it's pretty bad. It's pretty rough stuff. It's not very effective type of martial arts that you're seeing from a lot of these Japanese Jiu-Jitsu guys.
Really?
But yeah, I think it's just the training modality and the intensity level and like what they're expecting out of themselves. Like you'll see them like do long lock flows and stuff.
Yes.
And like I do that type of stuff too, but they'll really believe it, Like I understand that's art.
Yeah.
That's the art aspect of it, right? But like you learn that, so maybe like you can understand a couple of transitions and whatever. But how I actually perform wrist locks against live resisting opponents in like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu setting is completely different. And you're completely different. But it's fun to bridge that gap.
Right on. Do you do a lot of competition?
Not anymore. I used to do it when I was in high school and college, but once I became like a professional teacher, it kind of like went to the wayside because I don't want to get hurt, and I have more to lose than gain now. There's not really a lot of reason to clout chase.
And if you get hurt, you're not teaching, or you're teaching on crutches, which is hard enough as it is to
And when
teach.
I was getting prepared for a competition, I dislocated my elbow. So this one over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was a nasty injury.
Are you still recovering?
Not anymore. It was like 7 or 8 years ago, but it took like 4 or 5 years to recover. And I just did a lot of scaling exercises, rudimentary work to get the strength back. But yeah, it's pretty good now. It's actually pretty reliable arm. I don't mind if people crank on it anymore. So
right on. Yeah, there's always that little like fear, at least for me. Like, okay, that's hurt. Hold on. Like, I got to be cautious. I don't want to do that again.
Longevity, man.
Yeah.
Gotta be cautious.
Yeah.
Especially as martial arts professionals, our health, our physical health is our wealth. So we need to like preserve it to the most of our ability. So I spent a lot of time doing maintenance work, just like squatting and exercising. I have 100 square feet of mat space up in my living room, just always out.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm ready to go anytime.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's great. It took a little while to convince the lady to let it happen.
Yeah.
I just want to install 100 square feet of mat space in the living room permanently.
Yeah, we can do that, right, hun?
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. You could dance on it. That's how we got it.
No, and that worked. Right on.
It worked.
How much dancing has been done on it?
Much dancing. Very much dancing. She's actually learning. Yeah, she's really good. She's a beginner, but she's learning contemporary.
Oh, cool. Good for her.
Yeah, she's learning through like an online service, and she's actually learning.
Right on.
Speaking of online services, I was thinking it would be fun as a martial arts influencer.
Yeah.
To get an online karate certification as like a legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, a black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and like skilled in other areas. Getting a karate black belt would be such a memeing thing.
Oh,
it'd be so funny.
I got my black belt online.
Black belt from some but like really train for it, like really work hard and see like, can you actually learn enough to get a legit black belt in karate online? Like maybe you can.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people selling like courses and stuff.
There's got to be like a really high level champion Shotokan guy or something like that that's releasing a school video that'll get you to black belt. I don't know, something like that. But I think it'd be funny to do that as a meme, just to see if it's legit, and then I can make a video off of that.
Oh, wow!
Like for content.
Yeah,
not even to get the black belt. Like I don't even care about the black belt. It's probably going to be BS anyway, but just to film it for content.
It'd be worth a
Answer
shot.
everyone's dying question. Can you get a legit karate black belt online?
Yeah. I've done some online stuff with people. Like, I have a friend that's coming out from Colorado. He's going to teach a seminar here in September, and he does Wing Chun. Cool. And I've done a little bit of Wing Chun. Some of our stuff that we teach comes from Wing Chun with like the trapping and sticky hands and things like that. And it's super fun. I love it. I have a passion for Wing Chun. And we've done a little bit of stuff, and it's cool to see the relation that I have with it. And like, oh, hey, this is, they call it some Cantonese or Mandarin name that I don't know. I know the English, what we call it. And it's cool, but there's a definite disconnect, like not having a physical partner there. Like I don't see where,
especially for something like sticky hands and like you need to have that contact.
For sure.
You need to have that contact.
Yeah. And that we didn't really go over that so much, more of position and like Tan Sao, Hun Sao, stuff like that, which is different, like arm move, blocks and elbows and things like that, which you can get probably 75, 80% there just by positioning. But like to have the live practice and the live fire drill, like
there's something internal happening in Wing Chun, right? Like the way that you position your body from the ground up, like that's something that's happening there.
Yeah. And like you have to, I think like for me, the way I learn, like I can learn something by watching you do something and I'd be like, oh, okay. So you put your hand here, you do this,
Yeah. Mimicry is very strong.
Yeah. I'm very much that way. And so like I can watch you do something and kind of, get close, but having that physical resistance, like there's something to be said for that. You gotta like to really,
that's the only way to learn to move, in my opinion. That's the only way to learn how to do any of this stuff in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everything else is just concepts and ideas and practicing in the air or like light drilling with your partner. But like it always goes back down to representation. How close are we representing what we're doing? And the closer you're representing the actual fight, the better practice they're getting for the actual combatives part of it, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
So I'm so passionate about that because I don't want my students to get a false sense of security. I don't want my students to go to college and get fucked up. Sorry, excuse my language.
No.
I don't want.
Yeah.
I can't have anybody that's in my ranks walk around with a false sense of security at all.
For sure.
I need them to really believe in what they're doing with earnesty.
Do you have like a set of ground rules that you teach the kids?
There's nothing like
self-defense.
Like to get them to like understand certain things for self-defense.
Yeah.
I put it in their face a lot that they need to create physical boundaries and verbal boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that type of stuff emerges when they're going through their class on a day-to-day basis. So like maybe they're in line and I see another kid like flipping his belt and hitting another kid or like actually shove or push. And I'll go to the kid that got pushed, not to the kid that pushed. I'll go to the kid that got pushed and be like, hey, did you like that? Did you like that? And then they'll usually say no. I'll be like, hey, you didn't like that? Go tell that kid to not do that again. And that's how I usually handle that.
Oh.
I'll tell the kid to tell them to back off. I mean, I'll tell them, be like, hey, like next time he does that, be a little bit louder. Like, hey, stop that. You know what I mean? Like first one's polite. Second one's kind of, if it's a reoccurring thing and they act and like parents bring them up to me, I'll tell them like this. First one's a warning. Second one is commanding. Then you give them hands. And usually the parents will support that.
Wow.
Usually the parents will support that. I'll talk to the parents before I say that.
Yeah.
But if they're having a bullying problem, I'll like, first is a polite, get off of me. Second one's a commanding, get the heck off of me. And then the third time you just throw hands because they're not going to stop anyway.
No. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to learn that lesson that way. Yeah. We have rules that we talk about. We have 3 rules of self-defense. First one is talk your way out of it if you can. And that could be anything from like, hey, look over there and then run or like, hey, stop doing that. And then walk away if you can. So talk your way out of it, walk away. I'm sorry. Walk away, talk your way out of it, and then throw hands, defend yourself. But we talk about that in like various different ways. We'll play games with that. We do all sorts of different stuff. It's not just like talking about it. Yeah. We actually like put it into practice.
Interesting. So you put them in that bully mindset a little bit. Like not actually being a bully, but like getting bullied mindset a little bit.
Yeah. So like, I'll find like a smaller kid and make him bully me, and like do something that would be mean. They always say, "Hey, you're bald," or yeah. I'm like, okay, go a little deeper. That's an easy one,
You're really bald.
Yeah. but then I'll do like, leave me alone. Like some of the more meeker children be like, oh, leave me alone. I'm like, do you think that would work? No. Okay. How about this? Leave me alone. And I make everybody in the room stop talking. I'm like, look at how many eyeballs are on us right now. And they're like, oh, wow. Okay. So I just used my voice and projected and made everyone in this room, which is almost 5,000 square feet, stop what they're doing and listen. How many people have cell phones right now? Well, like everybody in the room raises their hand. How many times do you think, like, even if half of these people pulled out a cell phone, now you've got a witness, 30 witnesses that are saying, 40 witnesses that are seeing that you're not the aggressor. This is not your fault. So now you're legally not going to be in trouble if you're trying to, depending on where you're at in the country, you have eyewitness basically, that kind of thing. Or I'll do something like, like just, hey, look, and try and get their attention over here and then like book it over 90 degrees, 180 degrees the other direction, that kind of stuff. Different things like that. And then we'll role play and swap that around. And,
do you find that the role play ever embarrasses the kids?
Oh, totally.
We do a little bit of it. We try to stay away from it because it disengages them when they get embarrassed. So I try to stay away from it a little bit.
Yeah.
It is important to do. I agree, though. We do it.
We do it, but not for like the entire class. It's usually like small pieces like that I call shallow water. Like, I'm not going to take you out in the deep water and make you, sink or swim. I'm going to wade you out in the shallow water first and kind of get you comfortable. And I personally, like, if a kid's super meek and super quiet, like, I'm not going to bring that kid out to do that kind of thing to demonstrate in front of everybody else. Because I'm just going to come back. I'm just going to embarrass them. But what I'll do with that kid is I'm going to give them a easier victory. Like, I'm going to give them, I'm going to make them kick something or, like we'll stack up air shields along a dummy bag and like have them throw round kicks over the side of that, like, and challenge them that way. Or I'll get them to play a different game, something that like, they don't realize that everybody's watching them, right? Like they don't have to talk if they're quiet. It's a give and take. Like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose those, you can't make everyone happy. But it's
when you do lose though, you just got to move on. Like
it's like, oh, whoops, sorry. I screwed that up.
Buddy.
Yeah. Now we're going to do this. We're going to change up
all the time, man.
Change gears. Yeah.
It gets tricky. Sometimes you'll like design a whole practice and then you'll get only like 2 kids, right? Or sometimes you design a practice for like only a couple of kids and then you get like 40 kids and like, not 40, like 30 kids. And it's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. So that's the problem with like martial arts stuff like that. It's not like soccer practice where like the entire team's going to be here on Wednesday. You don't like for our school. I don't know who's showing up on Wednesday.
Especially around this time of the year.
Yes.
Who the heck's showing up? I don't know.
It's summertime. Everybody's on vacation. 4th of July's out. Like all of that stuff plays into it. When I first started teaching, I was super strict. Like I had a schedule written out. I had my lesson plan. I had all this stuff. And about the 3rd or 4th time of like planning this lesson for a certain group of students, and then like one of them shows up or none of them show up for that, and it's like an entirely different group, I'm like, that's going out the window. So now I'm just like, I try and be as flexible as possible. And kids ask me like, hey, what are we going to do on Monday night? And I'm like, I don't know. It depends on who shows up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't know until you're going to do it sometimes.
Yeah, it's a wonderful.
Those are
challenge.
often the best classes too. Sometimes those are the best classes. You're just going off the cuff. You don't expect it. Like with my teenagers around this time of the year, like there's so few kids. So I could just pack in way more exercises because I don't have to move them around and wait for them to like get organized or whatever.
Yeah.
I can get so much more done. So now I'm like doing acrobatics and like tricking stuff from like XMA. Like I'm not super proficient in it, but like I know how to like explain it and I could do some of that stuff. So I'm getting them involved with that. Like they're doing dive rolls and stuff. So
cool.
You just add as much variety as you can and pull as many things out of your bag as possible. I guess I have that luxury being in such a multidisciplinary environment where like I don't have to do particularly one style. So these kids are supposed to learn everything. Go ahead.
So a student for your school, like if I signed up, I can do all of those programs?
As a child, you can only do Japanese Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
But within that, we're going to like give you a lot of skill in Muay Thai kickboxing.
Okay.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You're going to get those 2 skill sets coupled with like a self-defense package.
Cool. And then like for adults?
So you could do the multidisciplinary thing, the Japanese Jiu-Jitsu thing, or if you wanted to specialize, you could do Muay Thai kickboxing, you could do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you could just do Filipino Kali, or you could just do Goshin Jiu-Jitsu. That's the 4 of them, yeah. Okay. So you could do specializations, right? The 3, Filipino, Brazilian, and Muay Thai kickboxing. Right on.
That's cool, man.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah, usually you see the young guys, the athletic guys go straight into the sport martial arts, Muay Thai, BJJ, and you see like the older heads, the guys who are a little bit more gruff and like sometimes like the LARPing goofy guys, they show up for Filipino Kali. Those types of guys like to show up for Filipino Kali.
Yep.
The militant types of dudes. And then every once in a while you meet like a real purist martial artist type of guy. They'll show up for all of them, but like really do Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And I always appreciate those type of people because they're not looking for like any other thing than skill acquisition. Yeah. And I'm here for that. I'm here for that all day.
Yeah. I want to learn this particular skill set.
I don't care whatever it is. Just show me like you want to learn martial arts. I'm here for it. So show whatever I can.
What part of New York are you guys in?
I'm in Long Island.
Oh, wow.
On Long
Island, right on.
Yep. Right smack dab in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So thankfully, like because of proximity, I'm around New York City and like all these really, really high level martial artists are in this area. So by proximity, I feel like the martial arts skill level in my neighborhoods are a little bit higher.
For
like
sure.
Just in Long Island, down Lake Grove, there's a gym called Vanguard that I cross train at, and those guys are some of like the highest level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys in the world. I think that's like probably the closest slice to the world level that I could find on the island, and I cross train there every now and again.
Wow.
So I'm really fortunate that there's super, super, super high level martial arts just all around me.
See,
the wrestling programs are really good.
Wow.
Everything.
Yeah.
So lucky.
So where our school is in Anderson, California, northern, like almost to Oregon. Mm-hmm. There's probably 10,000 people in the entire town. So yeah, it's like the desert, man. It's the desert. Yeah. So, it's few and far between. We occasionally something else will pop up. You know, we got there's a neighboring town, Redding, which is where I'm closer to. There's a lot more. There's almost 100,000 people there. So there's some more variety, but it's still sparse compared to Long Island. It's very sparse.
I might have to open up off the island when I open up my own school in however long, a decade from now, because it's so competition focused around here. And I'm just not that guy. Like I don't have competitors really. I don't have competition accolades myself. So I might need to find a different place to open up, because I'm not going to be able to reach that BJJ audience, I think.
Yeah.
Because everyone's looking for like the top level competitive gyms. I got Sarah Longo MMA. There's Ryan LaFleur's gym. There's these are all like UFC guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like all around me. Like, how do I compete with that as like just some Joe Schmo? Some like extreme hobbyist, essentially.
You know what? I like that. Extreme hobbyist. That's good.
Like I'm not a competitor.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm 46, so my competition. If I was ever going to compete, those days are long gone. You know,
Masters 2 BJJ, you could do it.
Well, yeah, but like I haven't. I dabbled in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like I know some stuff, but like my neighbor's a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he could come over here and like do whatever he wanted, and I'm done.
It's like a superpower at that level.
At that level, it really is. And I mean, I suppose if I stopped and lived like a monk and dedicated myself to it, I could become proficient. But yeah, I'm not looking to
with the right attention setting and the right coaching and like the right recovery program. I think like I have guys that train once a week that are really good. I'm not even kidding. They train once a week.
Wow.
And they're good. Like they're legit blue belts. They got their blue belt in like a year and a half, 2 years.
Wow.
And that's average course of action for a BJJ practitioner if they're like doing it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
These guys are honestly about legit blue. Like,
wow.
It's not BS.
That's impressive.
So you put in the right type of work and you have the right coaching and like your attention set the right way, then you could get good fast. But if you're just like collecting moves and just drilling moves over and over again and not being put in the live environment with the right intentions and blah, 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 all that stuff, it's just going to be
it's going to get stagnant pretty quick.
You're going to do the moves in class, the drill, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the rolling portion of class, like the live training portion of class, never get a chance to touch that thing that you just practiced for 45 minutes. Go home and forget everything after you eat. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Crap, you do a jiu-jitsu class. Anybody who does Brazilian jiu-jitsu right now is going to recognize this feeling. Your coach does a huge explanation of a technique, and you're like this, zone the heck in, absorbing every last piece of information. He's done. He says, all right, guys, hit it. 3, 2, 1. You forgot everything. That clap just deleted your entire memory.
Dude.
That clap is the equivalent of the Men in Black light blaster thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Done. It's over.
That happens. I think that is a thing that happens regardless of martial art, like whatever the style. I've had that happen myself. Like go through this whole explanation step by step, every little detail of what you're supposed to do. And then, okay, get to it. And you're like, what do I do first? Wait a minute.
That's right.
Yeah.
Listen here, grasshoppers. This is the secret for martial arts professionals. We overflow your cup on purpose, so you have to come back and learn it again.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
As a coach,
what's that?
as the coach, it's our job to not overflow your cup, give you the appropriate amount of information, and send you out to get your skill acquisition.
Yeah.
But so often it's very easy to overflow the cup. How much time does the average adult have of attention span? Like a half hour, maybe? Like average kid's got like at age 6 has like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And then they're done. You better be done with your explanation or they're not focused. And that's the average kid. And we're slowly dropping that average. So
yeah,
you got to get the information out concisely, properly, in a way that's digestible, and get right to work. Get to work.
That's
the other thing. That's the other thing that's really great about this constraint thing is that I don't need to explain too much shit. Sorry, excuse my language.
No,
I don't have to explain too much nonsense to them. I just kind of show them a condition that they're going to start in and give them the task goal and put their focus in the right place. And then they're just doing it.
I really like that idea. I'm going to do some research, man, because
I will absolutely help you with that. I will point you in as many right directions as I can because it's so helpful to me. And I need to learn more, to be honest. I need to learn more. I'm still a little baby at this.
That's pretty eye-opening. That's rad. I like that a lot. Hey, so we're over an hour right now.
Oh, wow.
It went by really quick. It's good to talk to you. I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to have you, sell your school, sell your practice, talk about your social media, all that stuff. The floor is yours. Sure. Let her rip, Tater Chip.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, everyone. My name is Coach Erik. You can find me at Coach Erik Martial Arts on Instagram. My school is Trigon Academy of Martial Arts in East Northport on Long Island. I also stream video games 5 days a week on twitch.com. I go under the the moniker Captain Thumb. So if you guys like watching video games, you can hang out with me 5 days a week. On Wednesday, I do a martial arts stream. So if you guys want to see how we're training using the CLA approach on Wednesdays on the mornings, I also stream that. One of my buddies, John, he coaches that. So you can get live access to the style of training that we're doing, see me develop my skill in action. So thank you so much for giving me the floor. Hopefully I didn't mumble too much.
No, dude. Definitely send me those links when we're done here so I can make sure to post those on when this episode goes up. Yeah, dude, thanks. That was perfect. That was great.
A lot of fun. Thank you so much, Dustin. We'll talk again soon, all right?
You got it. Erik, we got to do this again. I got a little spiel that I got to say at the end, and then we'll play some music and be out.
Right on.
Right on. So, friends, if you like this, if you listen to it this far, please, please, please make sure you like and follow our pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. All of those things can be found at the Formless Pod. We have an email address, theformlesspod@gmail.com. If you want to reach out, have some questions, want to be on our show, want us to be on your show, reach out to us there. Our website is theformlesspod.com. We have shirts, hats, sweaters, book bags, pillows, all that sort of stuff, coffee mugs, you name it. It's on there. We have a seminar coming up September 12th and 13th. That's coming up real close. My friend Randall Davis of Kung Fu Conversations and Red Forest Chinese Boxing. He's coming out. He's going to teach us some Wing Chun. We'll learn some Kung Fu and get some. Take care.